Good morning, namaskar, and welcome everybody. My very, very special, dear to our heart, you, the teachers. And congratulations for your life that you've chosen this profession. And you can see the world's top people are teachers. And even a monkey like me, uh, who knew nothing but just fighter flying, has chosen to come into this path because we are all connected. We are all connected with the divine grace. I was just thinking about reflections on this day, and while there were a lot of commotions were going on around with a lot of people, but I was very happy to see how much I could stay aloof while being in the crowd. And while being in the crowd, I continued to monitor and think and write down the concepts of being a good teacher and what came to my mind. So, what we're talking about, the people choose all kind of life. Why? There are types of life. You and I have chosen not just teaching. Please understand, know it. There is something called knowing. Lots of people know lots of things. We know we should not tell lies, but very few people follow that truth called being. And you and I have been guided not only just to be a teacher, but also to be teacher with Vedanta principles. Most of us know nothing about Vedanta. But the fact that the aura of Vedanta is coming in, and it is happening. You can see the kids, they're so different. We have the Thursday sessions and Sunday sessions. I'm delighted to see quite a few kids have started coming over to school. I have not invited them, but I think they themselves are they bringing their parents across to understand this concept of Vedanta. Now, in very simple word, this thing that you and I know about learning to love to learn, concept came to us with the understanding of the Vedanta, that it is not just mugging up, learning something, and then vomiting it out in an examination, which you and I guys did. And so what has happened? Look at us. Most of us learned in the school, learning to write, learning to read, learning to do arithmetic. We call it 3R: writing, reading, arithmetic. Where are we? You notice, despite being a teacher, very few of us today are, we love to write. But develop that nature, because you and I, as a teacher and a follower of Vedanta with the teacher, we have to walk that talk. That learning to love to learn, whether you understand Vedanta or not, you are following it, you are doing it. So that special pranam salutations to all of you, that you have chosen a life of such great dignity. And this is why you can say Pandit Radhakrishnan, he is known as the Pandit. His mother, you must have seen the message that we had sent, guided him. And see, it's the teacher mother who did that. You are a mother, most of you, or a father. You're also a great teacher. So develop this, what our intention is, to create this being. In Vedanta, it talks about being an acharya. Acharya is not very simple. Anybody cannot be acharya. You and I are being guided like that. It is like there are this loving to learn. Most of you are doing it. Is it not true that everybody of Victoria's kids is learning to love to learn and is an excellent teacher? No, you, me, all of us have to continue to strive, like sharpening of a knife. Continue to sharpen it. You must have seen even the chefs, the butchers, they keep sharpening it before they start. So you and I have to continue to deposit in that intellect, in that mind, in that memory and the ego as per Vedanta. Mano, Buddhi, Chitta, Ahankar. But Vedanta goes ahead and says, that's not who you are. You are something different. And that is not the body, not the mind. But yes, we have to live with the body and the mind, play the role of the wife, the mother, the husband, the father, play the role of a son and a daughter and a professional colleague like a teacher. We have to do all that. But knowing it all the time and acting like, I was very pleased with myself when I said, wow, Robbin Ghosh, you could do it. And I did pretty good. Okay, that preparation and sending off that little message, which was otherwise quite tricky. And that is the message which is, you and I need to give it to our children as a student. And to do that, you and I have to be that, walk that talk. Walking the talk, you've heard that statement. There's a beautiful statement, you know. It is given by Swami Vivekananda's guru, Paramahamsa Ramakrishna. Many of you are familiar. It says that the grace of the Supreme, Allah, God, Christ, Krishna, Divine Mother, whatever name you call, is there for everyone. But we are rowing a boat on the river with hard labor, with mano, buddhi, chitta, ahankar, you know, that mind, our intellect and ego and memory. With that, we are working hard and trying to make our life better. Yours and my intention is to give it to our students another walk of life, another life. And that life is different. That life, they should be able to walk a life far better than you and me. That is a true teacher who trains the child, gives him not just knowledge of academic knowledge, but knowledge of their own self, their own ability. You must have heard me talking many a time, talking to the students. I do that here also. Being perfect. Perfection has no limit, but you can attempt, you can try, and some of them are doing it because of you. I asked them, you are a girl, right? They said, yes. Or to a boy, you're a boy, right? They said, yes. I said, how do you know that? And they go ahead, this knowing and being, and this, they can't really say, and then later on say, parents told us our body features and our knowledge of knowing. Say, good. Now, notice, effortlessly, most of them are being a good human being. That's because of you. Being a girl or being a boy, being a good human being, basically, they are effortlessly doing. I asked them, if you have no doubt that you are a girl or a boy or a human child, you're not a donkey or a monkey. You remember in my days, I used to be called you Gada, Bandar, Chuha. I used to be very mischievous also. But no teacher, nobody guided us that, hey, listen, you could be something, which you are doing it to the teacher. You're telling them you could be. And I'm really delightfully elated that we all are connected for that, in which I want you to know and make the effort of being. The fact that I'm talking and I'm addressing you and that the message is coming to me to give it to you, it will happen. Your life will change, and many of your life has changed. It is different. And that, you know, that olden days, I remember the ad used to be Maggie sauce. Most of you must have seen it. And the advertisement used to be called, it's different. You and I are called a school with a different, teachers with a different. So what is it? There are 5 types of light. This Paramahamsa Ramakrishna is talking about. One is the lamp light. You know, those days he's talking about. Then second is the different kinds of fire, which creates light. He's not talking about the artificial light, like the light of the electrical light. And then he says, the light of a moon. And then he says the light of a sun. And then he says, wait, there is the fifth light. And fifth light is the light of a moon and the sun, both together. You must have seen it many a time. It happens at the sun, rising time, sun setting time. You see the beautiful moon also. He said that is the time when you are not only you are also being that, not just knowing, being it, walking the talk. Now, with this information and the knowledge and data, you and I need to see, we have to lead our life. And we want to go out of the suffering of the life, the sickness, the disease, the aging process. So one of the devotee of Buddha asked Buddha, you told us that with this teaching, understand, Buddha's disciple telling Buddha that your teaching has told us that you're going to go beyond suffering. But how? You are aging, and to them, aging is a suffering. And Buddha went on to live 80 years. I see you sometimes falling sick, aging, sickness, disease, and sometimes must be poverty, conditions must be tough. Where is the end of suffering? How come you're teaching, you're telling? The Buddha gave a beautiful answer. Naturally, enlightened master. He says, imagine a man is shot with an arrow. The arrow has stuck him. It's a tremendous pain of that arrow. It hit him. It's paining. But now he is shot with a second arrow. And that second arrow is the one which is going to kill him or is going to create much more suffering. 2 arrows. Naturally, you and I know 10 arrows like Bhishma Pitamaha and Mahabharata, you've seen, lying down on the bed of arrow in tremendous pain, but he can't die because of it. So getting back to Buddha said, the first arrow is the world throws at you because of what you have done, which I cannot do anything. When you have come to me, you've come with some load already. So when you and I have chosen to be a teacher, we already have done some things, and we continue to live life and doing better now. Now, action opposite equals reaction. Western theory, ancient Vedantic theory. Vedanta says, every word that you speak, every thought that you have, and this is given in Bhagavad Gita too, it is going to come back to you. Good, 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 good. Bad, bad will be bad, bad. And this is why Vivekananda says, good, good, bad, bad, everyone faces the law. You and I have to face that. But now with the following of the Vedantas, now Buddha is telling, the second arrow is the one which is the arrow because of your mind. It is not the actual suffering of the physical, but it is the mind which is light. It is actually the man is shot with 1 arrow. But he said, think, is shot with a second arrow. That second arrow is, let's say I'm going to get a headache. I don't have the headache, but I know generally morning when I wake up, I get up with a headache. I'm thinking about it. What thinking? The mind is thinking. Vedanta says our suffering are because of our mind. And you and I need to make children be aware that, let's say, a bad behavior of a kid, it is the mind. It is knowing I'm a girl, I'm a boy, I'm a human child. Okay, it comes to you naturally. Why? Because you're being naturally. Now, can you and I as a teacher show them, hey, there is something beautiful, powerful within you. That within you is beyond that mind and the body and the actions and things like that. While we are doing our teaching of the academics, whether it's the physics or the chemistry or mathematics or art or science or dance or music, whatever. Being all the time aware that we have to discover that called human excellence, humanity. And notice, you and I love a good partner, kind, loving, caring, husband, wife. We love a good children. We love good parents. We like attention from people. And this is where my attention was to a weekend. And I noticed today, even a champion like me, I have changed so much. And I know what I used to be. I was very good in my profession. I enjoyed so-called that profession. I realized this was not it, something else. And in which what supposed to have been everything, what everybody is searching for, money and a name and a fame and things like that. Suddenly realized this is not it. And yours and my duty is to become aware and give this awareness message to every child in a small way, even 2, 3, 4-year-old young kid, that you are something very powerful, and just watch. So they have to learn various skills, motor skills and mind skills and memory skills, and which you are helping them. So giving them an holistic, which is called holistic. Most of the schools said holistic learning. Whatever, without criticizing, all schools are very good schools. All teachers are very good teachers. But can we become better? Can the child, the daughter and the girl attain that perfection within and sustain it for what? Not personal glory, name, fame, money, eating and having pleasure. Those are called, as per Vedanta, Pamara. Pamara is the one who said, I don't care. I want to drink now, or I want to have a shot, or I want to have a, that food. Not waiting for husband or the wife or children. I must finish my eating. There are some people, you have to know, I have also known, there is unbelievably behavior. Why? Because they're only thinking about themselves. Our children and you and me, we have to do that called selflessness. So what is the message you and I need to? Very simple. To become aware. To become aware. Know it and become aware. The divinity within each one of us for which we are human beings. The divinity within us. We should become aware and walk the life in such a manner that we show it in every walk of our life. Whatever we do, we're dealing with children, students, teaching, holding on to. And this is what Ramakrishna was telling, which I came up to this. He's saying you are rowing away. Yes, the boat is traveling across the river against the current or in favor of the current, whichever way. If you use the current, it is easier to row, depending on the destination. But he said, why aren't you raising the sail of the boat, which is what? Yours and mine. Raising the sail meaning knowing about it. Walking that talk. Being. All of us know that telling lies is not good. You've seen in our school, as you enter, right above the receptionist who's facing the parents and teachers, is written Satyameva Jayate. You must have noticed most adults have forgotten what is written in Ashok Stamba. You and I need to establish that, follow it. You say, my God, me telling all the lies, all the truth, is not possible. Sometimes you have to, sir. You know what? There is somebody went down to a great saint and said, sir, please pray for my son. He said, why aren't you praying for your son? He said, sir, my prayer doesn't work. Your prayer works. You pray. He said, you know something? I used to be like you, but I believed that there is something and I've worked towards it. Yes, my prayer worked. I will pray for you. But why aren't you also praying? And this is what the message came from the ancient master. Why aren't you raising the sail? Sail is being aware. It is something like I am sitting with the river of nectar of no suffering, no sickness, no disease, love and harmony and joy and peace and bliss. And I am putting my back towards the river, being ignorant about the river. I'm facing on the other side and I'm dying of thirst. You say, come on, let's face the light. What about that? And this is what Buddha also talked about. I am teaching you that second arrow will vanish. First arrow, I can't do anything because you and I have understood the Vedanta as something else as per the following of the ancient masters. That you know what? You and I can change the first arrow too. It's not going against what Buddha had said. Buddha had but said, I cannot do anything about the first arrow. I believe today, and I know it now, because it is happening to so many, including me, myself, and Sharda ma'am, and all of us, you as teachers, and our brothers, sisters, parents. What is that? If you change yourself and hold on to that purity and the truth, ethical manifestation, not just paradigm manifestation. Paradigm manifestation, study, 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 work hard, and sure, they will get. Everybody gets something, but yet they're unhappy. You know something? This was a beautiful observation by one of the persons in America, in the United States, in Manhattan. And they found one day in a month, there is a meeting in which thousands of people are attending. Every time the place is packed with cars. So this, a very wise person, he asked somebody, what meeting takes place on that day that everybody attends? I am doing spiritual talks and Vedanta talks and things so that very few attend. They attend, but limited. How come in here? He said, you know what is it, dear teachers? And the gentleman laughed and he said, it is about the meeting on Anonymous Alcohol Association, AAA. Why are they attending? You know why? Because they all know that what I'm doing right now, drinking, is not good. I want to give up, but I don't know how to do that. So they want to attend that meeting and they're the maximum attendance. And starting from rich people to very famous film actors and actresses, this suffering, which you and I, we can change it, the first arrow, by being ethically manifesting, walking the talk of our Teacher's Day. I wish and pray for every one of you. And it is always there. Every day, morning and evening, Sharda Ma'am and I do pray for everyone. That's specially meant for the children, the parents, and you as the teacher. And also the staff, and also everybody around us. And we send special energy to everybody. You and I, you need to know, we are not great. We need to become great. We need to walk that and forget the second arrow. This is called ethical manifestation. When you do that, the first arrow also you will see will either reduce to very negligent level where you and I can handle our life to what my message is. Hey, you can lead in this life of abundance, no shortage of what? Money, fame, name, love, harmony, good relationship, good children, good people around, people respecting you, loving you. It's a dream for everyone. Most people dream. I'm quoting T.E. Lawrence from Lawrence of Arabia. Most people dream. And all men and women wake up in the middle of the night to say, oh, it was only a dream. Good or bad? That part is not there in T. Lawrence. T. Lawrence goes on to say, dangerous are the men and women who dream with their eyes open, because they make things come true, dreams come true. You and I can do that. That's called ethical manifestation. Paradigm manifestation has to be there. How do we do that? Become aware. Just like the girl and the boy, they just know it. You and I know it. How do we know it? How do you know you're listening to my talk? Something tells you, yes, I attended. It is not on the computer, my presence was marked. No, it is something else. And may that be a weekend in every one of us towards higher and higher to 100%. My prayers and blessings for all of you. Thank you.